It's 2 a.m. on a dark December night in 1992. A 1991 Honda Civic eases back to turn around, tires whispering over a concrete boat ramp. Then, gravity takes over. The car slides into Galveston Bay. Inside are Karen Norman, Jocelyn Woods. Water rises fast. Welcome to Once Upon a Case, because the law isn't just for lawyers, it's for everyone. Jocelyn isn't wearing a seatbelt. He crawls out the passenger window.
I can't undo my seatbelt.
The Civic sinks, and Karen drowns. What follows is a courtroom story that asks a hard question. When tragedy happens, what does the law require to call a product defectively designed? Karen's parents sue Honda for wrongful death. A Galveston jury hears that she couldn't disengage the restraint. They return a massive verdict, $65 million, later reduced by the trial court. They find Honda largely responsible, even though her blood alcohol level later tested nearly twice the Texas legal limit. But a jury verdict isn't the end. Honda appeals, and the appeal hinges on one crucial element of Texas product liability law, the safer alternative design. To prove a design defect in Texas, it's not enough to show something went horribly wrong. You have to show there was a safer alternative available at the time, economically feasible, technologically feasible, that would have prevented or significantly reduced the risk, without substantially reducing the product's utility. So the question becomes, was there a different seatbelt or release system for Karen's Civic that met that test? The plaintiffs point to ideas: a timer-controlled mouse restraint to move the belt after a crash or submersion, a right hip release, even a 2-button release system. The appellate judges look for proof. Would these designs actually be safer in practice? Could they be implemented feasibly? Would they help in this scenario without creating new risks for everyone else? The court concludes the evidence isn't there. Not enough to show that the timer-controlled mouse would be safer. Not enough that a right hip release or a 2-button setup would reduce risk without trade-offs. In legal terms, the evidence is legally insufficient to prove a safer alternative design existed for this seatbelt system. And with that, the Texas Court of Appeals reverses the verdict. The massive award is overturned. It's a stark outcome, a real human loss, and a reminder that in product cases, the burden is exacting. You must bridge the gap between a tragedy happened and a feasible, safer design would have prevented it. If there's a takeaway here, it's about precision, facts, feasibility, causation. The law demands proof that an alternative design was not just imaginable, but workable, safer, and available when the product left the manufacturer's hands. Karen Norman's story is heartbreaking. The legal lesson is clinical. Without clear, credible evidence of a safer alternative design, even the most sympathetic case can be reversed on appeal. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and each other on the road and near the water.